Bicol University or BU, the premier university in the Bicol region, Philippines, is a SUC Level 4 institution by Department of Budget and Management or DBM standards, established on June 21, 1969 following the passage of Republic Act 5521. It has 17 colleges spread across its 7 campuses in the provinces of Albay and Sorsogon, with the College of Law and the College of Medicine as its latest addition, and recently the Doctor of Dental Medicine and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. As of latest count, Bicol University has 82 AACUC accredited academic programs, with 3 programs accredited at Level 4. It is also a Level 3 accredited institution whose reputation as the premier university in the Bicol region is rooted in its consistent top-level performance in various licensure examinations, becoming recognized as top-performing school in accountancy, social work, midwifery, nursing, education, and engineering. BU has been given its seal of excellence as CHED-recognized Center of Excellence in Teacher Education, Center of Development in Nursing Education, Center of Development in Fisheries Education, and Center for Higher Education Research. Its commitment toward national thrust and directions and in meeting the needs of its community beyond the university borders is reflected in its programs and projects as base agency for Bicol Consortium for Health Research and Development or BCHRD and base agency for Bicol Consortium for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resource Research and Development or BCARD. Over the years, it has earned its place as one of the 22 leading state universities in the Philippines. Bicol University has also been recently rated as 3-star institution by the Quacquarelli-Symonds or QS Intelligence Unit, the independent compiler of QS World University Rankings. Bicol University has expanded its linkages to Europe and Southeast Asian universities. This is Bicol University. Bicol University or BU, the premier university in the Bicol region, Philippines, is a SUC Level 4 institution by Department of Budget and Management or DBM standards, established on June 21, 1969 following the passage of Republic Act 5521. It has 17 colleges spread across its 7 campuses in the provinces of Albay and Sorsogon, with the College of Law and the College of Medicine as its latest addition, and recently the Doctor of Dental Medicine and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. As of latest count, Bicol University has 82 AACUC accredited academic programs, with 3 programs accredited at Level 4. It is also a Level 3 accredited institution whose reputation as the premier university in the Bicol region is rooted in its consistent top-level performance in various licensure examinations, becoming recognized as top-performing school in accountancy, social work, midwifery, nursing, education, and engineering. BU has been given its seal of excellence as CHED-recognized Center of Excellence in Teacher Education, Center of Development in Nursing Education, Center of Development in Fisheries Education, and Center for Higher Education Research. Its commitment toward national thrust and directions and in meeting the needs of its community beyond the university borders is reflected in its programs and projects as base agency for Bicol Consortium for Health Research and Development, or BCHRD, and base agency for Bicol Consortium for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resource Research and Development, or BCARD. Over the years, it has earned its place as one of the 22 leading state universities in the Philippines. Bicol University has also been recently rated as 3-star institution by the Quacquarelli-Symonds or QS Intelligence Unit, the independent compiler of QS World University Rankings. Bicol University has expanded its linkages to Europe and Southeast Asian universities. This is Bicol University. Bicol University, or BU, the premier university in the Bicol region, Philippines, is a SUP Level 4 institution by Department of Budget and Management, or DBM standards, established on June 21, 1969 following the passage of Republic Act 5521. It has 17 colleges spread across its 7 campuses in the provinces of Albay and Sorsogon, with the College of Law and the College of Medicine as its latest addition, and recently the Doctor of Dental Medicine and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. As of latest count, Bicol University has 82 AACUP accredited academic programs, with 3 programs accredited at Level 4. It is also a Level 3 accredited institution whose reputation as the premier university in the Bicol region is rooted in its consistent top-level performance in various licensure examinations, becoming recognized as top-performing school in accountancy, social work, midwifery, nursing, education, and engineering. BU has been given its seal of excellence as CHED-recognized Center of Excellence in Teacher Education, Center of Development in Nursing Education, Center of Development in Fisheries Education, and Center for Higher Education Research. Its commitment toward national thrust and directions and in meeting the needs of its community beyond the university borders is reflected in its programs and projects as base agency for Bicol Consortium for Health Research and Development, or BCHRD, and base agency for Bicol Consortium for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resource Research and Development, or BCARD. Over the years, it has earned its place as one of the 22 leading state universities in the Philippines. Bicol University has also been recently rated as 3-star institution by the Quacquarelli-Symonds or QS Intelligence Unit, the independent compiler of QS World University Rankings. Bicol University has expanded its linkages to Europe and Southeast Asian universities. This is Bicol University. Bicol University, or BU, the premier university in the Bicol region, Philippines, is a SUP Level 4 institution by Department of Budget and Management, or DBM standards, established on June 21, 1969 following the passage of Republic Act 5521. It has 17 colleges spread across its 7 campuses in the provinces of Albay and Sorsogon, with the College of Law and the College of Medicine as its latest addition, and recently the Doctor of Dental Medicine and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. As of latest count, Bicol University has 82 AACUP accredited academic programs, with 3 programs accredited at Level 4. It is also a Level 3 accredited institution whose reputation as the premier university in the Bicol region is rooted in its consistent top-level performance in various licensure examinations, becoming recognized as top-performing school in accountancy, social work, midwifery, nursing, education, and engineering. BU has been given its seal of excellence as CHED recognized Center of Excellence in Teacher Education, Center of Development in Nursing Education, Center of Development in Fisheries Education, and Center for Higher Education Research. Its commitment toward national thrust and directions and in meeting the needs of its community beyond the university borders is reflected in its programs and projects as base agency for Bicol Consortium for Health Research and Development, or BCHRD, and base agency for Bicol Consortium for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resource Research and Development, or BCARD. Over the years, it has earned its place as one of the 22 leading state universities in the Philippines. Bicol University has also been recently rated as 3-star institution by the Quacquarelli Simmons, or QS Intelligence Unit, the independent compiler of QS World University Rankings. Bicol University has expanded its linkages to Europe and Southeast Asian universities. This is Bicol University. Bicol University, or BU, the premier university in the Bicol region, Philippines, is a SUP Level 4 institution by Department of Budget and Management, or DBM standards, established on June 21, 1969 following the passage of Republic Act 5521. It has 17 colleges spread across its 7 campuses in the provinces of Albay and Sorsogon, with the College of Law and the College of Medicine as its latest addition, and recently the Doctor of Dental Medicine and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. As of latest count, Bicol University has 82 AACUP accredited academic programs, with 3 programs accredited at Level 4. It is also a Level 3 accredited institution whose reputation as the premier university in the Bicol region is rooted in its consistent top-level performance in various licensure examinations, becoming recognized as top-performing school in accountancy, social work, midwifery, nursing, education, and engineering. BU has been given its seal of excellence as CHED recognized Center of Excellence in Teacher Education, Center of Development in Nursing Education, Center of Development in Fisheries Education, and Center for Higher Education Research. Its commitment toward national thrust and directions and in meeting the needs of its community beyond the university borders is reflected in its programs and projects as base agency for Bicol Consortium for Health Research and Development, or BCHRD, and base agency for Bicol Consortium for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resource Research and Development, or BCARD. Over the years, it has earned its place as one of the 22 leading state universities in the Philippines. Bicol University has also been recently rated as 3-star institution by the Quacquarelli Simmons or QS Intelligence Unit, the independent compiler of QS World University Rankings. Bicol University has expanded its linkages to Europe and Southeast Asian universities. This is Bicol University.
Hello, good morning, distinguished participants. Welcome to the Bicol University Health Services webinar series, a platform dedicated to the examination of relevant health issues. Today, we direct our focus toward a prevalent, yet often underestimated concern, anemia. Our webinar, titled Understanding Anemia, a Preventive Approach Through Quality Education among Young Millennials of Today, promises a closer look into this important health topic. By the way, I am John Bob Redoblado from Bicol University Health Services, your host for today's session. It is my sincere pleasure to be in your virtual company, and I look forward to the collective learning experience that awaits us. Anemia, affecting millions of people worldwide, particularly among young adults, is a condition that merits our attention. Its subtle nature, marked by symptoms such as fatigue, weakness, and dizziness, can significantly impact your daily activities. Anemia is not only treatable but preventable with the right knowledge, nutrition, and lifestyle choices. To guide us through this webinar, we have the privilege of introducing an expert in the field of nutrition and dietetics. Our esteemed speaker will share valuable insights and experiences, identifying the causes, symptoms, and treatments of anemia. Furthermore, she will be providing a nutrition and dietitian's perspective on measures to equip us with the tools to enhance our blood health. Be prepared to actively engage as our speaker will graciously address your concerns and questions during the Q&A session at the culmination of this webinar. And I am very confident that today's session will be an enlightening and empowering experience for each one of you. Before we begin, let us collectively express our gratitude for the success of this event to our Heavenly Father. Following this, we will pay honor to our nation through the singing of our national anthem and to our beloved university, the Bicol University Hymn. Let us all stand, virtually stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, anak ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisilip. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mabaga, nilagang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Pag-islap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na naniningig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang mali magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta mo'y langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na may mga pirang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
God of many names, We come today as people of privilege, grateful for this blessing and hopeful for our future. Come to us and be a vital presence in the work of all the community of faith. Be present in all of us as we work to strengthen the sense of your presence in our lives, and be with us as we try to discern the direction of your will, that we may aspire to some ultimate creative good. Be present in our lives as we work together to strengthen the values of life, kindness, peace, and justice. Move in us as we care for the world, that it may be a place for all to live and work in safety and peace. Come to our entire community of many faiths as a voice of conscience and caring. Come to us as we value and respect for our different faith, for the diversity of faith that is natural, and for the numerous ways by which we invoke your presence in our congregations and in our personal lives. As we have gathered today for this conference, allow us to have meaningful discussions that will help us build each other up and glorify your name. Remind us, O God, that all that we do today and all that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of the humanity. Knowing that we are part of an interconnected web of life, let us acknowledge and embrace our oneness. Help each of our faith communities to fulfill its mission, to do its work more perfectly, to make the world and our city a better place to live for with your presence. Loving, ever-living, and compassionate God, hear our prayers. Whatever tomorrow may bring, we will praise your name. Amen.
This is the school we wish to sing, of a school to honor and revere, a temple built by men of firmness, a mold for you to walk with pride, for he will always be united, although we tread on distant lands. We all shall cherish what you've taught us, that you wholeheartedly gave forth. Beagle University, burning torch of wisdom, fount of courage, hope, and love, seed of truth and light. Beagle University, burning torch of wisdom, fount of courage, hope, and love, seed of truth and light.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, today's enlightening discussion is made possible by the collaborative efforts of Bicol University Health Services and in partnership with the Bicol University Extension Management Division. We extend our sincere appreciation to our participants joining us from various locations. Thank you for investing your time in this shared learning experience. So I see students here from Bicol University Gubat. I see also students from Bicol University Tabaco, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Hi, thank you for joining. I see here students also from Pulangi. Thank you very much for joining. And also I would like to greet those who are tuning in via Facebook Live on the official Bicol University Extension Management Division. Good morning and thank you for joining. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to share them via the comments, and our dedicated moderators are here to assist you. All right? Okay, so to set the tone for today's event, let us graciously welcome Dr. Maria Gisela N. Mortega, the esteemed Dean of Bicol University Tabaco, for an opening message. Ma'am?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear.
Good morning again to our BU President, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres III, our Vice Presidents, the Deans and Directors, the staff of the BU Management Division, Dr. Jean Marie Liana, our BU Health Medical Officer, and her staff, our BU Tabaco nurse, Miss Sherilyn Salvacion Mendoza, and Miss Jeanette Barameda. Faculty and personnel, my dear BUeños, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Seldom do we conduct an informative webinar like this, coming from health services. But with great concern of our university health services and a great push of our nurse at BU Tabaco campus, we are conducting this seminar entitled Understanding Anemia, a preventive approach through quality education among young millennials of today. Because of your results that showed a great percentage of having anemia, this is a seminar being done. Based from your medical records upon enrollment, it was found out that there is a great iron deficiency among students, which is quite high. That means maraming anemic. This is a matter of health issue that has an effect to the growth and development of an individual that needs to be addressed. Since this will greatly affect the performance of our student, at this point, I would like to thank the University Health Services together with the BUEMD for exerting an extra mile on doing this activity to educate our students on this health matter, to avoid risks and hazards that may arise. To my dear students, we hope that the learnings you will gain out of this seminar will greatly improve your health conditions to have a healthy and sound physique, mentally and physically. Again, good luck and have a fruitful undertaking. There are many things that matter in life, but nothing matters more than you. Taking care of yourself, so be healthy and safe. Because BU is you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. That is Dr. Mortega, Dean of Bicol University Tabaco, for your warm welcome. Your words undoubtedly set the stage for an engaging and enlightening webinar ahead. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so we now come to the most exciting part of this webinar. Our resource speaker for today is a registered nutrition dietitian. She is a nutritionist dietitian too under the NHWSS or National Health Workforce Support System, formerly Human Resource for Health of the Provincial Department of Health Albay from 2019 and up to present. She graduated Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics at Catanduanes State University. As a nutritionist dietitian, part of her work is to ensure the implementation of nutrition program in the local government units by assisting in the mobilization of the local government units in planning, implementing, and coordinating their respective nutrition action plans to ensure enlightenment with the Philippine Plan Action for Nutrition. Her areas of assignment is in Tabaco, Malilipot, Kamalig, and Duwasal Bay. Let us all welcome our resource speaker for today, Ms. Cherry Bea Malangit Bayhon. Let's give her a virtual round of applause.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, good morning, Dr. Baby Benjamin Nebres. Okay. Good morning again. Good morning, Dr. Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres, Dr. Maria Gisela Mortega, Dr. Maria Julieta Bores, Dr. Jean Marie Morcosoliana, and to all deans and director, and to all the listeners. So, Sir, pwede po kayo na yung share ng screen ng PowerPoint ko. Hello? Can everyone hear me?
You're loud and clear, ma'am. So our technical
Okay.
is working on it, ma'am.
I already sent to Ma'am. Ma'am, na-share ko po kay Ma'am Sherilyn. Sorry po. Sorry, na-send ko ba? Ma'am, na-send ko po kay Ma'am Sherilyn Mendoza. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So, again, to start my presentation or discussion, nutrition in adolescents. Okay. So, ano nga ba ang nutrition? So, the science of food, diet, and health interaction of substances for growth and development. Then the food. So, meron lang po ako unang mga nutrition term. So, before we proceed to our focus of discussion. So, the food is any substances that people eat and drink to maintain life and growth. It is what people eat and drink to stay alive and healthy, for growth, development, work, and other physical activities. So, katulad po ng sasakyan, we cannot function without the food. So, kailangan natin ng pagkain every day. It is the sources of the substances called nutrients that are responsible for giving energy, building and repairing body tissues, and regulating body processes. So there are no single food provides all the nutrients needed for normal function. Walang single food na makakapag-provide ng lahat ng nutrients na kailangan natin. So halimbawa, more on carbohydrates lang yung kinakain natin. Kailangan din po natin ang galing sa grow foods and then glow foods. So ayun yung kailangan natin na nutrients. Nutrients may be classified as macronutrients and micronutrients. So the nutrient substances are substances obtained from food and used by the body to promote growth, maintenance, and repair of body tissues. It is classified into two, the macronutrients and micronutrients. So the difference between these two, mas madami yung kailangan nating nutrients from the macronutrients than to micronutrients. Ito yung vitamins and minerals, mas konti yung kailangan natin. Okay, so ayan, large amount yung kailangan ng macronutrients and mas less pagdating or small lang ang kailangan amount pagdating sa micronutrients. Okay, so the nutritional status is the condition of the body resulting from the intake, absorption, and utilization of the food. Okay, malnutrition. So pag sinabing malnutrition, madalas na pumapasok sa isip natin is kulang or kulang sa timbang or malnourished. But the malnutrition is a state of disease caused by sustained deficiency, kakulangan, or excess, sobra, or imbalance of the supplies of calories, nutrients, or both that are available for use in the body. So kahit na sobra, malnourished pa din siya. So knowing the nutrients and the food. First is the carbohydrate. So ano bang function ng carbohydrate sa ating katawan? It provides energy or calories to the body. So ang mga sources po nito is the rice, pasta, bread, and root crops. The next is the protein for body building, repairing, and maintaining tissues. So manggagaling siya sa isda, karne, itlog, and others. Then fat. So ito ang another source of energy, concentrated form for absorption, storage, and distribution of fat-soluble vitamins. Okay, so vitamins, so naka-classify din siya sa two, the fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. So ang fat-soluble vitamins, kasama dyan ang vitamin A, D, E, and K. So para mas madali ko itong matandaan, dati tinatawag ko siyang ADEC. Then water-soluble vitamins, so it includes the vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, B12, folic acid, and pantothenic acid, and D-biotin. Okay, so minerals, part of many cells in the body structure, the red blood cells, the bones, teeth, and nails, and muscle tissue. It regulates many chemical reactions in the body, and it helps maintain the right amount of water inside and outside the body cells. It makes the blood clot in wounds and regulate the release of energy from food. Okay, the minerals also classified into two. The major are the macro minerals. So it includes the calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, and sulfur. And also the trace or minor minerals, it includes the iron. So ayun yung magiging focus natin later on. So iodine, fluoride, zinc, manganese, chromium, cobalt, molybdenum, copper, and selenium. Okay, so the water. So ito yung madalas nakakalimutan na natin na nutrients. So components of fluid, blood, saliva, urine, gastric juices in the stomach, and amniotic fluid in pregnant women, for lubrication of joints and moistening of the eyes and mucous membranes, for regulation of body temperature, and also for removal of waste product. Okay, ano nga bang nutrition na importante during the adolescent stage? So during teenage years are one of the most exciting moments in life. So to all the listeners, adolescents na listeners natin today, so i-enjoy nyo lang po yan. During teenage, a body undergoes hormonal changes, weight gain or loss, growth, and physical changes. So di ba ang nangyayari kapag dumating na yung time na nireregla na po ang isang babae, bigla na lang tayo magugulat, minsan tumataba or ayan, namamayat. Then, ganun din po sa lalaki, may time na kapag after ng matuli, so may biglang tumataas or biglang lumalaki yung katawan. So, rapid growth and development need increased nutrition and energy intake. And requirement for iron and calcium are particularly increased in adolescents due to rapid physical growth during adolescence. So why is nutrition very important during adolescence? Again, for physical growth and mental development. So maaaring maapektuhan po ang paglaki ng isang adolescents. And syempre, dahil pumapasok tayo sa school, maaaring maapektuhan ang ating pag-iisip. So imbis na mas maging active ka pagdating sa school, so ayun, hindi. Growth failure and micronutrient inadequacy during childhood and adolescence can delay growth and create high risk of chronic diseases in adulthood. Sabi nga, 2 beses kailangang mabantayan ang isang tao. During the first 1,000 days of life, ito yung pagbubuntis ng ina hanggang mag 2 years old. Kasi critical period po yun ang paglaki or paglaki ng isang individual. And the second po, yung pagiging adolescence. So, kailangan natin ng tamang nutrition during that time. So, to identify the right food during adolescence, healthy eating during adolescence is important as body changes this time affect an individual's nutritional and dietary needs. Teens are becoming more independent and making many food decisions on their own compared to younger children. So, teenager consume meals out than at home. Meron na kayong sariling decision. Then, adolescent consume too much junk food such as sodas, fast food, and processed meals. So, masyado tayong nasasarapan sa mga pagkain na to kung saan hindi siya maganda sa ating katawan. Hindi siya healthy. Okay, so for sure, lahat ng adolescents ay familiar na po sa pinggang Pinoy na ito. So, ito yung guide sa tamang pagkain kung saan a balanced diet is all for the more needed to support the rapid physical changes that adolescents experience. So, tinatawag po siyang pinggang Pinoy guide. Okay, so sa Pinggang Pinoy Guide, meron po tayong MUBABA principle na tinatawag. Dapat moderation, tamang dami, variety, iba't ibang klase ng pagkain, tamang hatian, and balance, tamang sukat. Kasi kung saan nangyayari, sa Pinggang Pinoy Guide, next slide po. Okay. Kapag meron tayong go foods, meron tayong grow foods, minsan nawawala na po kasi ang glow foods. Minsan naman meron kang go foods kung saan yung rice, tapos meron kang gulay, nawawala si grow yung galing sa protein rich food, and nawawala din po yung prutas. So dapat po every meal, agahan, tanghalian at hapunan, dapat ganito po ang laman ng plato natin, katulad sa Pinggang Pinoy Guide. Merong Go, Grow, and Glow Foods. So, syempre, wag po natin kakalimutan na uminom ng madaming tubig every day. Okay, so to identify the right food during the adolescence, so meron po tayong guide para sa male adolescents and female adolescents. So kung ikukumpara po, mas madami yung amount ng pagkain para sa boys kaysa sa girls. So from 2 cups of rice sa male, then sa female is 1.5 cup of rice lang. Then pagdating sa vegetables, 1 to 2 cups of vegetables sa male, and sa female is 1.5 cup of vegetables. Then sa fish or protein, sa Grow Foods, 2 small pieces of fish sa male. Then sa female, 1 small pieces of fish. And 1 serving of fruit, same din sa male and female. Then, syempre yung water. 12 glass or more glasses of water sa lalaki and 9 or more glasses pagdating sa babae. So, hopefully lahat ng teens ay nakakakuha or nakakainom ng ganito kadaming water. Okay, so how to fill up your plate? So, ito po yung sample plate or one-day meal plan. No? So, for breakfast ng male and female, lunch and dinner. And ito yung mga sample snack na healthy. And of course, wag din kakalimutan yung pag-inom ng gatas. At least once a day. So again, another sample of balanced diet for one day. So, ayan, meron siyang Go Foods, meron siyang Grow Foods and Glow Foods. Okay, so ito yung sample picture for breakfast. Kagaya ng Pinggang Pinoy Guide. So again, meron siyang Go Foods, Glow Foods, and Grow Foods for breakfast. And then next po, ito naman yung for lunch or dinner. So ayan, again, may rice ulit siya. Kasi ang mga Pilipino, ayan, tinatawag nga tayong addict daw sa rice kasi pagdating ng breakfast, lunch, and dinners, laging may rice. Okay, sa merienda naman or snack, so mas maganda na piliin po natin ang fruits and vegetables over unhealthy fatty foods. So, ayan, kung saan mahihilig po ang mga teenager. So, instead po na ganito ang maging merienda, no? Mas maganda na sa next slide. Okay, ito na lang po yung gawin nating merienda. Corn, kamote, mga banana Q. So, ayan, mas masustansya. And less sugar and less fat. So, for the nutritional needs of adolescents, energy or calories and protein are essential in pubertal development. For adolescent female, it requires approximately 2,200 calories per day, whereas for male, adolescents requires 2,500 to 3,000 calories per day. So mas mataas po ang sa male po na calories per day. Okay, so ito yung recommended energy intake per day. So naka-base din po siya sa age. So age and also for the gender. So ito yung para sa 10 to 12 years old. So sa male, 2,060 kilocalories, and then sa female, 1,980 calories. Pagdating naman sa 13 to 15 years old, ito, for male, 2,700 kilocalories, and then sa female, 2,170 calories. For 16 to 18 years old, sa male, 3,010 calories, and sa female, 2,280 kilocalories. Okay, so ikat muna natin po.
Thank you, Ma'am Cherry. We apologize for cutting you. But I would like to acknowledge the presence of one of our key figures in our university, no other than our esteemed university president, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin D. Nebres III, and he will be giving us, and let us draw inspiration from him. So, Press Benji.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Uh, to the convener, Dr. Jean Marie Morcoso Yana, ang haba ng pangalan, the Director of the University Health Services, the co-conveners, registered nurses, Sherilyn Salvacion Mendoza and Janet Barameda of BU Tabaco, faculty, non-teaching personnel and staff, our online participants, a pleasant day to each and everyone. A university for humanity is a haven of safe spaces and healthy lifestyle. With the incidence of anemia prevalent among our students, we cannot simply sit back and be lenient in our programs, especially when it comes to student welfare. As much as they say that taxes are the lifeblood of the nation, the students, we cannot we can simply set back because our student is our scholar ng bayan, will always be the light and the hope of the nation. They do deserve not just the brighter future, but a healthier life. Having this seminar on understanding anemia, a preventive approach through quality education among young millennials of today is a good place to start if we are to ensure that our students will be protected and groomed towards a healthier lifestyle, especially now that they are still within the Bicol University community. We should always be united and one in our directions for a healthy future of our Bicolani scholars. This includes educating each one for the proper implementation and observance of health and wellness. It's not enough to say that we are striving to be healthy. It is better when we make health and wellness part of the culture of Bicol University. As executives, deans, directors, heads of offices, it is our responsibility to have a strong partnership with our university health services to ensure that our members are protected and healthy. Only when we open our eyes and minds to the reality that there is so much more to creating and protecting each other by simply advocating a healthy lifestyle. Only then will our hearts be more than willing to accept and bridge the gap of our indifferences to pressing health issues such as this one that should be urgently addressed. My warmest congratulations and commendations for another laudable project from the University Health Services. Continue doing more relevant projects to support our vision of a healthy university for humanity. Diyos ang mabalos sa gabos.
Thank you very much, President Nebres, for your thoughtful words. We will carry your message with us throughout this webinar. And we would also like to appreciate you for lending us a moment of your busy time to be here with us today. All right, so to continue with the presentation, may we call back in Ma'am Cherry Bea Madlangit Bayon, our resource speaker.
Okay. So to continue, so this is the recommended energy intake per day based on the age and the gender. So ayan. So next. Okay. Meron din po siyang calorie distribution for teens. So for the carbohydrates, ang distribution niya po is 60 to 70%. Then protein, 15%. For fat, 15 to 25%. So for example, meron tayong 13 to 15 years old, kailangan niya po is 2,700 kilocalories. So ganito po ang pagkuha ng calories. Yung 2,700, ita-times po siya sa 60%. So meron siyang 1,620 calories. And then yung 2,700, ita-times ulit sa 15% for the protein. So meron po siyang 405 calories. And then for the fat, 2,700 times 25%, 675 calories. So 60, 15, and 25. Total po niyan is 100. So ayan. And for the girl na merong edad na 16 to 18 years old, 2,280 kilocalories. Ita-times po natin siya sa 0.65%. So, meron siyang 1,482 calories. For the protein, 2,280 kilocalories times 15%. So, for protein, meron siyang 342 calories. And then 2,280 times 20%, 456 calories. So 65, 15, and 20. Total po ng calories is 100. Ganito po ang magiging distribution ng calorie intake ng isang teens. Okay, so to ensure healthy diet, pagdating sa home, mas maganda na meron po tayong grow fruits and vegetables. So kung meron tayong mga tanim-tanim or meron tayong space sa bahay, mas maganda na meron tayong fruits and vegetables na tanim. Cook healthy foods for the family. Practice appropriate infant and young child feeding practices. Kasi syempre kapag nagsimula tayo na bata pa lang, healthy na yung kinakain, madadala natin yan hanggang sa paglaki. And healthy din tayo pag laki or pagtanda. Pagdating po sa school, implement school policies that promote healthy diets, grow fruit trees and vegetables, advocate for sari-sari store, food retailers, karinderya near school to sell healthy food option, lalo na sa mga snack. And at work, serve nutritious food, snack in the office, cafeteria, and during meetings and conferences. Conduct seminars, katulad ng ginagawa natin ngayon, lectures on healthy diet. So ayan, makakatulong po yan for ensuring healthy diet. Again, nutritional needs of adolescents is a critical period of growth and development. So good nutrition is essential. During adolescence, the need for most nutrients, including energy, protein, vitamins, and minerals increases, as appetite is also likely to increase. It is important that the food choices are made carefully. So hindi basta lang kung ano lang yung meron dyan, pwede na to. It can be tempting at this time to increase the intake of snack food and fast food that are high in fat, sugar, and salt. So hindi siya healthy. Okay. Nutrition during adolescence girl. Adolescents need energy not only for routine daily activities but also for growth. Failure to consume a well-balanced and adequate diet at this time can potentially retard physical growth, intellectual capacity, and delay sexual maturation. Eating well and eating the right food have long-term benefits like better performance. So, lalong-lalo na pagdating sa school. In class and in sport, better appearance and complexion that many might envy. Okay, so here are the factors that influences adolescents' food choices, yung lifestyle, food preferences, early childhood experience exposure, or genetics. So baka nasa lahi ninyo na mahilig sa ganitong pagkain and nag-start nung bata ka pa lang, laging ganun yung kinakain ninyo. So madadala mo siya hanggang sa maging teenager ka, hanggang sa paglaki. So sanay ka at yun yung masarap para sa'yo. Taste and appearance. So gusto mo ganito yung itsura, ganito yung lasa, health and nutrition, and religion, yung cost. No? So kung yun lang talaga yung kaya ng budget, sa tingin mo yun yung dapat para sa'yo. So hindi, minsan kasi kapag sinabing healthy, ang iniisip natin is mahal, kung saan pwede naman siyang ma-avail kahit hindi ganun kamahalan. And also the family. So yun nga, dahil kasama mo sila everyday, maaaring kung ano yung sinerve sa family, yun yung laging kinakain ninyo. Hindi ka na maghahanap ng iba. So most common nutritional problems of adolescents is disordered eating, so maling pagkain. Related to weight concern, disordered eating is a nutritional issue most frequently experienced by the adolescents. So pwedeng kulang sa timbang or sobra sa timbang din ang nutritional status ng isang adolescents dahil sa maling pagkain. Okay, so meron tayong forms of malnutrition. So undernutrition and alam naman natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng undernutrition. So yung kulang sa timbang. And overnutrition, dito papasok yung obese and overweight. And yung sunod na forms of malnutrition is the specific nutrient deficiency. Results from lack of one or more of the essential nutrient factors. Lalong-lalo na ang iron deficiency anemia, iodine deficiency disorder, vitamin A deficiency. So ang kakulangan sa micronutrient ay nagbubunga ng maraming sakit at humahadlang sa normal na gawain ng katawan. Okay, so eto, mag-focus po tayo sa iron deficiency anemia. So ano nga ba ang iron? Ito ay isang mineral that the body needs for growth and development. So your body uses iron to make hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in the blood. So our body also needs iron to make some hormones. Ayun yung trabaho niya. Okay, so ang iron deficiency anemia is a condition that develops when the blood produces a lower than normal amount of healthy red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen to the body's tissues. So ano yung reason ng pagkakaroon ng anemia? Maaring too little iron in the body causes dysmos. So the bone marrow needs iron to make hemoglobin. Without enough iron, the body can't make enough hemoglobin for red blood cells. So here are the anemia signs and symptoms. Pwedeng extreme fatigue, no? So tired even after adequate rest, problem concentrating of thinking, hindi makaisip ng maayos. So maaring maapektuhan lalo na kapag dating sa school, weakness, feeling weak or tired, pale skin, irritable, chest pain, fast heartbeat or shortness of breath, headache. So ito yung mas madaling or mas madalas na nararamdaman yung dizziness or lightheadedness. Cold hands and feet, numbness, inflammation or soreness of your tongue, brittle nails, no, yung madali yung parang madali siyang mapunit ba yung nails or manipis, unusual cravings for non-nutritive substances such as ice, dirt or starch. So nag-crave po kayo sa ice, no, nakakaiba. Bakit tayo kakain ng ice? Poor appetite, especially infants and children with iron deficiency anemia. So causes of iron deficiency anemia, blood loss or pagdurugo, maaring lack of iron in your diet, an inability to absorb iron, and also presence of worm. Kaya, ayun, minsan bago magbigay ng iron tablets, mas maganda na i-deworm po muna. Okay, so sino ba yung prone to anemia? Groups of people who are menstruating adolescents, girls, and women. So isa sa bawat 10 adolescents sa edad na 13 to 19 years old suffers from anemia. So pwede din po ang infants and children. Sa mga vegetarian, so hindi kasi sila nakakapag-consume ng meat, red meat kung saan rich in iron. Dun sa madalas na nagiging blood donors, hindi naman masama maging blood donors, pero kung nagiging mas madalas ka nang nakakapag-donor, maaring maging prone ka sa anemia. Pregnant and postpartum women. So ayun, kaya nagbibigay tayo ng supplements sa mga pregnant and sa kakatapos pa lang mga anak. So the possible complication, kapag mild anemia, pwede pa siyang matreat. And pwede po itong ma-occur in anyone. But in severe anemia, can cause low oxygen levels in vital organs such as heart and can lead to heart failure. So paano ba natin ma-prevent ang pagkakaroon ng iron deficiency anemia? Kailangan po natin kumain ng pagkaing mayaman sa iron and vitamin C and have a healthy eating changes. So pwede din po tayong mag-take ng iron supplements, vitamin na mayaman sa B12, folic acid, and other vitamins and minerals. So here are the foods rich in iron. So iron fortified foods such as cereals, bread and whole meal pasta. Pwede din po siya sa nuts, seeds, and legumes, baked beans, lentils, chickpeas, and mixed beans, sa mga dried fruits, so dark leafy green vegetables such as spinach, broccoli, malunggay, ampalaya, kamote tops, kangkong, cabbage, and others. So red meat such as beef, chicken, liver, and egg, and seafood such as fish and shellfish. Bali, ang iron, meron din po siyang dalawang category kung saan heme iron and non-heme iron. So, mas madaling ma-absorb sa katawan ang heme iron kung saan galing sa animal source than non-heme iron. So, yung galing din sa plant source. So the nutritional requirement, iron is important for growth, brain development, in immune system. However, it is commonly deficient in both children and adolescents. Teenage girls in particular are affected by poor iron status due to increased iron doses during menstruation that are not replaced through the diet. Consumption of sufficient iron in the diet is very important for ensuring stores are sufficiently high to allow correct development in children and adolescents. So consuming food containing vitamin C along with iron providing foods will help iron.
I'm sorry, are you still on the line? Alright, so I will just pause the screen for a while we are waiting for Mom Cherry. I think she had internet connection problems. Okay, so while we are waiting for Ma'am Cherry to um come online, you can type in your questions if you have through the chat box, or for those who are in Zoom, you can write your questions in the chat box as well. So Ma'am Cherry has discussed the um ping Pinggang Pinoy for Teens, and she also discussed with us on how to um d- compute for our caloric intake. So I think Ma'am Cherry is here now.
Okay, sorry sir for the interruption. Nag-run out po.
It's okay, ma'am. So we'll just continue with um the discussion.
Okay. So to continue, uh, vitamin C along with iron providing makakatulong kung uh, pag uminom tayo ng or kumain tayo ng food rich in iron, sasabayan natin ang pag-inom ng vitamin C or pag-inom din ng or pagkain mayaman sa vitamin C katulad ng glass of citrus fruit with a meal or a piece of citrus fruit such as orange or grapefruit after a meal. Okay, so expected drug reaction. During the supplementation of iron folic acid, meron po siyang minor side effect such as gastric discomfort, constipation, and blackening of the stool. So wag pong magtataka kung bakit maitim yung dumi. This side effect is if experienced by the learner or the teenage may be reported to the classroom or teacher and or the school nurse for management and provision of the appropriate counseling. If the learner's symptoms persist, the school nurse may refer the learner to the rural health unit or barangay health center for further evaluation and management. Okay, so meron din po tayong DOH actually guidelines on the weekly iron folic acid supplementation. So ito yung Department of Health Administrative number 2010 and targets to reduce under 5 and maternal deaths and address micronutrient needs of other population group. Has identified iron and folic acid supplementation for women of reproductive age, including the adolescents, as one of the intervention to address iron deficiency anemia and folic deficiency among women. So the WIPA or the Women Iron Folic Acid Supplementation is a collaborative activity between the Department of Health and the Department of Education. It shall be nationwide routine activity to be done simultaneously for all the grades 7 to 10 female learners in public high school and in the alternative learning system or the ALS. Okay, so for micronutrient supplementation for female adolescents aged 10 to 14 years old and women of reproductive age 15 to 49 years old. So meron tayong routine supplementation for 10 to 49 years old of women, iron or folic acid. So take tablet 60 milligrams elemental iron with 2.8 milligrams folic acid. So yung dosage niya, give 1 tablet a week once menarche starts and until one gets pregnant. So for therapeutic, So ito yung mga na-identify na merong iron deficiency anemia, 10 to 49 years old women, therapeutic dose of iron folic acid. So take tablet 60 milligrams elemental iron with 400 microgram folic acid. And for dosage, give 2 tablets once a day until hemoglobin reaches normal level. Okay, so that's all for my lecture or discussion for today. Reminders to everyone to be curious and stay healthy.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Sherry, for that very informative and on-point discussion on anemia and how nutrition plays a vital role in the prevention and treatment of anemia. And I myself, ma'am, have learned something new today, especially the MOVABA principle, which is eat in moderation. Um, your food should have variety and it should always be a balanced diet. All right. So once again, thank you, Ma'am Cherry. And may I request that you stay with us for a little longer as we now open the floor to our dear participants for questions. All
Okay,
right.
sir.
So anybody from our Zoom participants and Facebook Live participants, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat box or in the comment section. So while waiting, ma'am, for our participants, I think they're still thinking for questions. Um, I would like to ask, since we are talking with iron deficiency anemia, paano po ba natin malalaman if someone has an anemia po?
Okay. Uh, Malalaman po natin sila na anemic kapag maputla, no? And yun nga, isa sa reason kung nahihilo, pwedeng maputla. Yung titingnan po yung sa likod ng talukop ng mata kung maputla. And yung, syempre, yung appearance niya na din. And isa sa way para mapatunayan na talagang anemic ka is syempre yung sa pag-test sa hemoglobin.
So yung laboratories po, ma'am, na CBC, is that
Yes
correct? Yung
po.
complete blood count? Tama po ba yon?
Yes po.
Right. So for us, just early ano lang po, no? For us to know if someone has an anemia, magpapa-complete blood count lang po tayo, no? And then, ano po ma'am, especially dun sa complete blood count yung titingnan po natin?
The hemoglobin level po.
Okay. So the
Saan yun yung
hemoglobin or
na-detect
the
nila?
HG. Yes po ma'am. Yung parang I think nakalagay po ata sa mga laboratories is yung HGB. That is
Yes.
the hemoglobin. Thank you very much, Ma'am Cherry. And just to ask another question, in your experience working with the LGUs po, so what are the what how often do you encounter yung iron deficiency anemia sa mga adolescents po? Ma'am Cherry? Okay, so I think Ma'am Cherry is having technical issues. Okay. Any questions from our participants here in Zoom and in the Facebook Live? Feel free to ask. Ma'am Cherry? Okay, so I think we are having technical difficulties with Ma'am Cherry's side, but no worries. For those who have questions, feel free to type it in here in the chat box and comment section. We will reach out to Ma'am Cherry for your answers po. And don't forget to give us your email so he can reply to your questions. Okay, so I don't see any questions as of now. Okay, so thank you very much, participants, for your active participation to our discussion. And thank you, Miss Cherry, for imparting your expertise to our participants. And I am extremely sure that our participants have learned a great deal knowledge to our selected topic, which is anemia. Okay, so before we let go of our esteemed resource speaker, we would like to present the certificate of appreciation as token for the invaluable gift of knowledge that she has presented us today. I would like to read the citation of the certificate. Oh, okay, Ma'am Cherry, are you around? Okay. So the certificate reads Republic of the Philippines, Bicol University Health Services, Legazpi City. Certificate of appreciation is awarded to Cherry Bea Manlangit Bayhon, RND, for imparting her valuable insights and expertise as resource speaker on the webinar entitled Understanding Anemia, Preventive Approach Through Quality Nutrition Education Among Young Millennials of Today, held on December 21, 2023, 9 a.m. to 12 noon through Zoom virtual platform and FB Live. Given this first day of December 2023, signed Sean Marie M. Mercosoliana, MD, Medical Officer for and Head of the Bicol University Health Services, Maria Julieta B. Bores, PhD, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Baby Boy Benjamin D. Nebres, the DD, SUC4 President. Okay, so thank you very much once again, Ma'am Cherry Bayan, for your time and sharing your expertise with us. To formally end this webinar, let us all hear from Dr. Sean Marie M. Orcosoliana, Medical Officer for and the Head of the Bicol University Health Services for her closing remarks. Doc?
Hi, good morning, BUNyos. Thank you for joining us today for this very informative webinar on anemia. I hope you have gained a better understanding of this important topic and that you will take the information you have learned in today's session to make the informed decisions about your own health and health of your loved ones. So in behalf of the Bicol University Health Services, we would like to thank our resource speaker, Ma'am Cherry Bea Manlangit Bayhon, for generously sharing her time, experience, and insights with us today. We'd like also to acknowledge the personnel of Bicol University Extension Management and to the Bicol University Administration, headed by our dear President, Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres III, and our beloved Vice President for Academic Affairs and Head of Auxiliary Services, Ma'am Maria Juliet Boris, and for the invaluable support for this activity. I would like also to thank the organizers of this webinar, our esteemed nurses from the Bicol University Health Services Tabaco, Ma'am Sherilyn Salvacion Mendoza, and Ma'am Janet Barameda for thinking about this webinar and organizing this webinar for our students. And lastly, I would like to thank the Bicol University Health Services personnel, our nurses, our dentists, and everybody in the UHS family for the support with this webinar. Once again, thank you everyone for the participation, and I hope you have a healthy and anemia-free day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shan, for your insightful remarks. And I would like to agree with that. I hope that everyone would be anemia free. All right. So that concludes today's webinar. And we hope that you enjoyed this webinar and find it useful and informative. We also hope that you will share what you have learned with your friends, family, and your community. And please help us spread awareness in prevention of anemia. Remember, your health is your wealth and your blood is your life. So let's learn how to take care of it and make it stronger and healthier. Before we end, please do not forget to answer the evaluation form in order for us to properly gauge the success of this webinar. We appreciate your honest thoughts in this webinar. And I think the attendance and evaluation link has been posted through the chat and into the comment section. So feel free to click on it, and you will be receiving your certificate once um, you have completed the evaluation. Before logging off, may I request all the participants here in the Zoom to open their cameras for photo documentation. Okay, so may we request all those who are here, kindly open your cameras and show us your best smiles. Okay, so my dear participants, kindly open your cameras. I think they're still preparing. Okay, my dear participants, kindly open your cameras. Don't be shy. You're all beautiful and handsome. You're also anemic free. Okay, I think so we have two panels. So keep on shining, everyone. Show us your best smiles. And let's start photo taking. Smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, so, okay. I think someone is, ayan, they're opening their cameras. Hi, everyone. Glad to see you. Okay, one, smile. 1, 2, 3, go. And then, okay. So thank you very much once again. This is JB or John Babredo Blado, your host for today, and we hope to see you in our next webinar series. Good day and God bless. Thank you very much, everyone, for the support, and see you again.